This is a president who would rather bow to the Kremlin and the Chinese than stand up for America's greatness. He's a president that would rather trash the Constitution than preserve our rights. He is a president that would rather defer to the United Nations than defend the United States and our allies. Republicans served the principles of Washington and Lincoln and Madison and Reagan. Obama serves the demands of union bosses, the central planners, and elitist bureaucrats. We believe, the Republicans, we believe in the philosophy of our founding fathers. He believes in one man's philosophy, the philosophy of Barack Obama. Remember this, every single liberal pipe dream that this president has ever had, he's had knowing that he's going to face re-election. Now imagine what he would do in a second term if he doesn't have to face re-election. Now, thanks to a live mic, we have an idea. We heard what he told the president of Russia on Monday. Obama said that he needed some space until after the election, because then he'd be able to be more flexible. More flexible to do what? Bow to the Kremlin? What next? Selling out Israel again? If this is how he feels about foreign policy, just imagine what his domestic agenda might be. After Republicans won big in 2010, pundits said that Obama would move toward the center. Does it look like he's moved toward the center? This is a president who would trade the American dream for a European nightmare. And we got a good reminder of that last week. Obamacare went before the Supreme Court, and Democrats had to defend the indefensible. But no matter what the court decides, the American people have already decided by 2/3 in every single poll across this country that they don't want Europe and they don't want Obamacare. They want liberty and freedom, and they want America back in the White House. And last week, House Republicans, led by our great Congressman Paul Ryan, put forward an adult budget to get our country back on a path to prosperity. And these two events, Obamacare and the path to prosperity, illustrate a difference. It's recklessness versus responsibility. Entitlements versus opportunity. Obama versus the American dream. We need to remember that we need to win this election or we'll lose America. Collectivism will replace individualism. Government agencies will replace free enterprise. And the dreams of Obama will replace the vision of our founding fathers. As RNC chairman, my pledge to you is to run a robust ground game, a strong Republican National Committee that will bring all the races together. But my pledge to you, especially here in Wisconsin, is to be this governor's partner, lockstep. Anything Scott Walker needs from the RNC, Scott Walker is going to get from the RNC. Now, while Barack Obama is in love with the man in the mirror and the sound of his own voice, but he's not in love with following through on promises, you have the anti-Barack Obama, as far as your governor, meaning a man of his word, a person in this country that actually makes a promise and keeps a promise. And to lose that, and you said it so well, which I think is just enormously important for everyone to realize, that this is not even just about Scott Walker. It's not. This is about whether or not in this country we can elect people of their word who clearly lay out their agenda before they're elected, follow through on those promises, and whether or not people like Scott Walker are going to be rewarded for being people of their word. That's what's at stake in this election. And I will tell you that how Wisconsin goes, I do believe so goes the nation. And we have in this country a fundamental question, and that is whether or not you work hard and you play by the rules, you can live the American dream. And I'm not going to tell the whole story, but as you know, my family, half the family, comes from Greece. And my papu, my grandfather, if there's any Greeks out here, I know Leah's out there. My papu loved this country. He loved politics. And I remember going out to Greece, and there were three parties. There was the New Democracy Party. There was the PASOK, which are the socialists. And then there was the KKE, which are the communists. Now, you can figure out who the good guys are, right? So we went out to visit Yayan Papu out to Greece and Athens, and they'd have a huge flag out on the balcony that said New Democracy. And then next to that flag was a huge American flag right next to it. And that's, downtown Athens, that's a pretty interesting sight. And my Yayan Papu, for those of you who have families overseas, it's not like Americans that come for a week and then they take off. They're here for a couple months. And so Yayan Papu would come to Kenosha. And my Papu would sit on the couch for hours. And he would read the world books. Do you remember the world books? Well, he would sit there and read those world books. And a lot of times he'd have a little Johnny Walker or Dewar's white label next to him as he's reading. And he'd take the letter P off the shelf for presidents. And I would sit there as an 8 or 9-year-old little guy. And for you grandpas out there, you know what I'm talking about. Anything he said, everything that came out of his mouth, I just loved it. And he would tell me stories. And it wouldn't matter who it is, Whig, Democrat, Republican. It could be anybody, really. It could be LBJ. It could be Reagan. Everybody was awesome. And they had a great story attached to them. And the one thing I took from all of this growing up is that the person that I loved and looked up to the most in my life loved this country. And he wasn't from here, but he loved every little tiny thing about America. I believe that everybody in this room has been blessed in a different way. And we may not agree on every little thing, on every little detail that there is out there in our party. You're going to hear from two great candidates tonight. But I think that if all of this isn't just a bunch of talk, and that if this is really about whether or not you can work hard, play by the rules, and live the American dream, then we need to build our party through the concepts of addition and multiplication, not division and subtraction, because we have bigger things to worry about besides just the future of this party. We are going to put forward the biggest stimulus plan that this country and this world has ever seen, and it's called Fire Barack Obama and Save America. Thank you. It's a high school prom, it's